So that was why I decided to do the 64 rounds thing. Anytime I go to the hospital, this is like my way that I can do it. Is instead of focusing on the hospital and what's going to happen there, I just think all I have to do is finish these 64 rounds of japa and chant attentively. So like yesterday I was literally lying on the bed and this kind Indian doctor is like doing the microsuction and I'm chanting the whole time and I'm pressing the button on this. I got like a counter and it's orange, same color as this. And this other guy was going in for an appointment while I was sitting in the waiting area. And he looks over at me like super weird, dude. And then he walks past. He looked really freaked out or something. I'm like, why is he staring at me like that? I was like, why is he singling me out and looking at me sideways? And then I figured out what it was afterwards. He spied the blooming tally counter, the digital tally counter. And then I just got me thinking last night, I wonder if he thought it's like a modern phone that's just the size of a ring. Because it kind of looks like that if you didn't see you don't know what the display's doing. And you can actually move the button 360 degrees, like if you don't press it. It's almost is like a mouse toggle. And with the glasses, so I was wondering what he was thinking that it is, and it was kind of funny, entertaining. And coming away from there, instead of getting like today freaked out or whatever, that's what I have to remember is the 64 rounds are not like before the hospital, they're like kind of like before, but it's still going on during, and then there's more to do after. There could be like 32 to finish after the hospital appointment, and that's really important because if it's like some, like places that have fell off where the staff are not trained and they're rude and just trying to cut you off and not help you, like here, it can be very intimidating and scary. It's like you're trapped on this island and they don't want to help you with your health. It's super scary. It makes the whole town feel creepy. And so the 64 rounds when you go to the hospital is like, it's the afterwards part that's like, instead of going into all the like, I don't know, coping with anything that was said or wasn't listened to here and that happened, I was denied that, you just completely focus on continuing your rounds. Again, you got to remember, no wait, we're not getting involved with the hospital, they're doing their thing, we're just focusing on our rounds. And in that way, that's given me the way to be like detached and stay cool through the hospital thing. And it's given me such a different approach that it's taken the weight right off it. And it's helped me realize as well, like I'm not the body as well, because you're chanting the holy name. It's like you've got a different track of reality to rely on, and it's a safe track. Constant chanting is always there. You can, when devotees are passing away, they're chanting. If it's just in the mind because they're too weak now, but it's always available in the here and the now, right? So it's not even about just repeating a mantra, it's the feeling, that feeling is always available. And that's what I always felt in the beginning was with Krishna consciousness, if there's no feeling, there's no healing. And it became very much, it wasn't just like witnessing Krishna's picture in the mind all the time, but it was like, no, it's deeper than this. We're like falling in love with the divine, and we're trying to carry that loving feeling around with us the whole time, and we're carefully considerate of other people and carrying that kind of careful, respectful mood. And so I just wanted to put out there that the 64 rounds thing was like, it's been really good. And I'm going to have to keep reapplying that. So it took me like 24 hours to do the 64 yesterday. So that's how long it takes me while other things are going on. But yeah, that definitely was today. From doing those 64, when I went to this one, I was in better consciousness. Just when I spoke with the staff and stuff, I could feel purified and good consciousness from doing those 64. But I think more importantly, it was the staff at Southampton were really well trained to be polite, and I was carrying that with me as a good example. But when I came here today, I got trolled out, denied, and I had to push to get the things done that I'd already booked, which is stressful, to have to try to convince these people to do what you need doing, and they're trying to talk you out of it with bizarre things like you couldn't do pincer movements, and like trying to leave you with a crippled hand because the x-ray may radiate you and it's dangerous. It's like, this is crazy. I shouldn't even be having to like talk about that. So then it's just re-emphasized for me, like, that's what the 64 rounds are about. Now, the next day, that was the easy one. Now it's like Krishna's, now the 64 rounds are even more viable and even more necessary. And there's even such a new level of realization to stay stuck on focusing on the rounds instead of talking about those people too much. Is gonna further like solidify taking shelter when we're in these situations. And you could apply this to absolutely anything that you're going through. It's like, just do like 64 rounds. It doesn't matter if it takes 3 days. If you chant 16 rounds a day or something, it could take 4 days. But I like thinking like that in batches of 64, but not all the time. It's just like, if we're coming up to like a stressful appointment, 64 is a really good way to offset the stress. And you think, all I got to do is focus on these rounds, and that's what Tribhuvanath Prabhu told me, that Krishna promises in the Bhagavad Gita, I will give you shelter. So he said, if you're having any troubles, then it's like either Krishna's lying or we're not taking shelter. So which one is it? And I think, like if you're coming up to a big event or something and you do 64 rounds around that event, before, during and after, and you just stay taking shelter, then Krishna does give you that shelter. And not just the repetition of the mantra, but the mood behind it is amazing. And I think that's something that's missing in a lot of devotees' lives, is it becomes like mechanical, and there's even some force and aggression behind there and stuff. And I think it's really important to capture the right mood as well behind the reading and the chanting and everything. Is that we want to be the person that we would like to meet and be inspired about meeting, not like a person that we might meet and we like, fatigue the person, or are not quite like attractive enough. Like, we should try to be like the person that we want to meet ourselves. I think when we were kids, we used to do that. When we used to play and just pretend we were other people and stuff, and go into character and play in character. I think a lot of the times when we did that, we were trying to play at being cool, and we were trying to like figure out like what's the cool way to be. And that's something you can bring back on. Definitely a good skill is like, and that's what the chanting gives you, that freedom on the japa beads. It's like you're stepping off the wheel of the mind and you're stepping onto the wheel of the Maha Mantra. And then that freedom from the wheel of the mind can give you the ability to then choose how you want to perform, how you want to present yourself, and be that person. Like, if you saw yourself over the street, you would be like, who is that guy? That guy looks super cool. I want to speak to them. I want to meet them. And and ultimately we're all attracted to the all attractor. Thanks for listening.